and happy Thursday. A different time, not time, a different date. I know life has been crazy lately, so things just happen and here we are. But we are live and we are going to do 3 projects today, and I'm going to get up my screen. Let's see if I can get it to go. There it is. There it is. All right. So here we are, and we are going to share the, sorry, I'm trying to make my iPad work here. We are going to go over who the prize was from last week. So it is Florence Miller. You won, and Florence, I do have your mailing address, so I will get that, and you won the brand new Faceted Gems Trio Pack. So I will get that in the mail to you. Hello, Melissa. How are you? The prize for today is the Fancy Flora. So make sure that you comment, share, like, give me a big old thumbs up. That helps for me to find new people. But we are going to, this will be the prize that I will give away next week. The Fancy Flora is retired, but this was a very popular pack of paper that was in, I think it was the spring catalog, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. They all start running together after a while. So anyway, so just make sure you comment, share, and give a big thumbs up for that. And let's see. We have some new paper that has come out. This is, hello, Linda. This is some specialty paper. Well, it's a special release on some designer series paper. So I'm going to explain why they're coming out with this, because this was a shock to everyone. It is actually really pretty. I've placed my order to get this, but I forgot to do the 2-day shipping. I didn't go back and change it, so I'm waiting patiently for it. I think it'll be here next week sometime. But anyway, it is I can't remember, I think it's 6 different packs of paper, and we were originally supposed to have a second celebration. We've had that for the last 2 years. Well, they had all this paper designed already to coordinate with some of the items in the holiday mini catalog. Since we're not doing a second celebration this year, they decided to do a special release with these paper. And yes, Melissa, I am going to do a mini paper share on those, and information will actually be coming out probably by Sunday on that. So yes, you read my mind, Melissa. It is very pretty paper. One of the papers in here goes along with the it's the Santa one. There's one that's like a nostalgia Santa one. That one I had no interest in at first, but it has coordinating paper, and the paper is stunning. So it will probably turn out to be on my list. But anyway, so if you're interested in any of that, you can go directly onto the website to order. The other thing is free virtual card. This is the card making day that Stampin' Up! Does an event for. It is free to everyone. So it's not just for demonstrators. It's not for just customers or anything like that. It is actually free to everyone. There is a link on the Stampin' Up! Website, and I'll try to remember to go on there, and I'm sure I'm on that list. Probably so, Melissa. I'll try to see if I can find the link to do the registration for this, but it is free for everyone. I will say that if you come to my regular monthly class, that class will be on October the 7th. So I will have, when that starts, I will have that up for everyone to watch if they want to. And I will have the products that they're going to use so that everyone can see that. I probably won't do like packets or anything like that. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. we're not that far away from October the 7th, but anyway, it is an amazing event. I did it last year and got to just kind of participate, see everything last year, and it was a lot of fun. They do a lot of crafting. So there is that. And then we have the Christmas Everywhere kit that came out. Do you see that? It is so cute and adorable. Let me just say, the kit that came out last month, I designed my Christmas bingo class around, but I think I might be changing. I don't know yet, because this one's right up my alley. So anyway, so just know that that kit has come out. Okay, I think that's it for up here on my face. So I'm gonna turn you down to the table, and then I'm gonna show you club and all right, I think I got it. There's the host code. So club is using the Zany Zoo. These are the cards for that. I'm gonna put all these out here so you can see them. You probably won't be able to see all of them, but there are the cards. Club comes with a full pack of the, I think it's called, let's see, Zoo Crew, which is 12 by 12 paper. It comes with a full pack of that. And it also comes with both of these ribbons here. And then, of course, you get your make and take, and you can add on the bundle at cost. So if you are interested in that, you can actually do that. You can register, sign up with the link in the description of this video. Tomorrow is the last day to do that. So, but this is Zany Zoo, and I love this cute little set. I had a lot of fun designing these projects. Okay, then last but not least is my Tricks and Treats Halloween class to go. Let me see if I can pull all these little, y'all know, if you've been around me for a while, my favorite thing is 3D projects. I love them. I adore them. And I like to make them, but I don't do them as often as I used to, just because I do have a lot of card makers. And I like to do simple cards. So, and I always need cards. So I'm usually doing a lot more cards than I am 3D projects. But my Halloween class, and then I do a Valentine's class, it is always a treat class because I love doing the 3Ds. So this uses the Tricks or Treats bundle. And you can add on the bundle for cost. It is 10% off when you do them together. And then it comes with a full pack of the Halloween paper, Them Bones. It's the one that coordinates with Them Bones. And then it also comes with, and actually I have it all right here, Them Bones Designer Series paper. And then it comes with one bolt, so one whole pack of the Very Vanilla and Black large check ribbon. You get a full pack of the glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts, and then you get one sheet of the glow-in-the-dark paper. The glow-in-the-dark paper and the glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts are on back order right now. I hope they'll be back in when I mail the class out, but worst case scenario, I do have, I think I've ordered enough of the paper before it went on back order. So, and then I think I ordered enough of the dark bats and the goats. So anyway, this is the class. And if you're interested, there is a link in the description that you can do there. There is a blog post. No, I'm sorry. It's my email in the link. Oh, the one with the bundle is $84. Then you can get it without the bundle if you already have it, and that's only $47. And then just the PDF is $20. You have to email me for the link for this one, but you can also find all the information on my blog post, which you can find the link in the description of this video for. Okay, I think that's it. Whew. Lots of stuff going on, right? It always happens when there's a new catalog. Sorry, I'm trying to get my light to go up some. All right. today we are going to use Pick of the Patch. Y'all know that fall is my favorite time of year. So I'm using a lot of the fall sets right now because, well, they call my name. So we're going to do Pick of the Patch. We're going to do 2 cards, and then we're going to do a 3D project. So let's get started. All right, this is our first card. And of course, because it's fall, I had to go to our black and white gingham ribbon because, well, you know, that's just my favorite. That and some linen thread. All right, I'm going to pull everything out real quick. And then I think, okay. All right, so I put everything in here, and I've done some of the die cutting already, but not all of it. Make sure I pull these out here. Okay, so we are going to do with this today, the 3 projects that we make. You can use this host code, and if you spend $35 between now and Sunday, using this host code before tax and shipping, you can get all today's projects for free in the mail as a thank you gift. Okay, so this is going to be the first project. I meant to say that earlier and I forgot. So I'm going to move this back. There we go. And then we'll put that there. And we're going to take and fold our card base in half. All the measurements, all the products used are all on my blog post. So you can go right over to my website and it'll be the very first thing you come to. And I did make sure that it was already up. It is up. I made sure at about 6:45. So let me find, well, I was hoping that I had a piece of grid paper. Here we go. I've got some used ones down here. Let me just use one of these. I shove grid paper everywhere in my craft room because you never know when you're going to need it. All right, so we're going to take some crumb cake, and we're going to take this little dot die right here, and we're just going to stamp it all over the front of our card stock here. I'm going to turn my page just a little bit every now and then because I don't really want them to all be going the same way. And I'm going to try to mix up where I put them, but it's hard because of how you want them spaced out, but stick them wherever you want to. If you want them in a pattern, put them in a pattern. Okay, I think that is good. And then we are going to take our ribbon and we're going to wrap it around our card base, and we're gonna take and put some adhesive right here. Right there, and then right there. And this card, if you are on my team, this is the card I did for my swap, and you all should be getting it very soon. I might have been a little late on mine this month. So we've got that down. That might be a little low. Let's see if we can move it up just a little bit. There we go. Yep, that'll work. And then I just want to make sure I can get the pumpkins on there. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for a moment. We are going to take our ribbon and just tie a cute little bow. Trim off our ends. And then we're going to set that aside. And then we'll come back to that in just a minute. Okay, now we're going to take our Very Vanilla. I used Very Vanilla in all these projects, which is kind of awesome. I don't get to use Very Vanilla very often. All right, we're going to use Pumpkin Pie. We're going to stamp on the Very Vanilla right there in our corner. Then we're going to stamp our other pumpkin. And these are the two largest pumpkins. And we're going to stamp it right there. All right, and then our sentiment is in black. And that just says you're the pick of the patch, which pick of the patch is the name of the stamp set. And we're going to put it right here on this label die. And this is from the Timeless Arrangements. I seem to be pulling out these three label dies right there quite a bit now. They are just the perfect size. All right, now we're going to take our punch, and you'll see this is a builder punch. So it's going to punch out the two largest pumpkins that you have, and we're going to set it up so that we don't mess it up. Let's see. Yep, I'm going to have to cut this. So let me show you a little trick. We're going to cut this in half. I'm going to grab a Post-it note. Then we're going to stick this in like this. And then we're going to punch it. I just don't like to waste paper. There is a trick that you can do, and you know, so that you can stamp everything at once, and you can make what's called a template. But I did not do it since I was kind of stamping everything. I wasn't stamping everything. All right, let's do it this way. And that's going to go in there. And then we'll just punch that out like that. We'll throw that one away. And then there we've got our two pumpkins. We're going to save that. We may need it a little later. Now we are going to take a piece of pecan pie, and we're going to punch our stems out. And that's just right there at the top, so you're not going to waste any paper. And we're going to take and punch that out twice. Okay? We're going to save that because I think we'll use it again later. All right, so now let's put our pumpkins on. The easiest way I found to do the pumpkins was to take a glue dot and put it in the middle at the very, very top of your pumpkin. And then we're going to do that again. The middle at the very, very top. All right. And then we're going to take our stem. Now with a pumpkin, I'm pretty sure the largest part is what goes up top. At least I think that's what looks better. So that's how we're doing it. It's crafting. We can do it whatever way, right? All right. And it doesn't matter which direction it goes. And you can make them shorter or taller, however you prefer. All right. So now we've got those. We're going to put dimensionals on the smaller one. We'll put 2 on there. And then we are going to need to put some on the back of our sentiment. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we're going to put 1 in the middle. All right. We'll take all these backings off. And then we're going to start to create our card. All right. Let me push all these off, actually. Okay. So we're going to flip this piece back over. Since I've got adhesive there, let me grab my silicone mat. And if you saw me do a quick live yesterday on Facebook, I showed you the trick with the mat. One of the great things about this silicone mat is that things don't stick to it. So it comes right back up even though you've got that adhesive there. And then it doesn't mess up your surface. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bow. we're going to put a glue dot on the back of it. We'll fold it over so that it doesn't have sticky all over. And then we're going to put that on the edge with just a little bit of space there, okay? Then we're going to take our sentiment and we're going to butt it up right next to that bow and then lay it down, okay? Then we will take our largest pumpkin. We're just putting regular adhesive behind it. And then we're gonna just stick it right over our ribbon. Then we'll take our smallest one and then we're gonna pop it there. Okay, then we'll flip this over. We'll add some dimensionals to the back. I'm gonna get up my mess real quick. And once we do, I usually put 9 on the back of all of my cards. I like for them to stay up. I have several friends who craft who put a lot more on. I also have several friends who don't put a lot on. Oh, Melissa, I missed what you said. Let's see. I might have to get a Halloween. Oh, yes. Melissa, it is a great Halloween bundle. It really is. Yeah, oh yeah, and the Post-it notes are great. Because you can usually find them for pretty cheap at like the Dollar Tree. So you don't necessarily have to have like that large of one either. Okay, then we're just gonna stick this right on top. And there is our card front. Now on this one, I am going to stamp the inside with our pumpkins here. We're gonna do our pumpkin pie right there. And then we're gonna do our Lost Lagoon. And one of the things that I love about pumpkins now is that the decorations, they're all kinds of different colors. My favorites are more of the green blues and the white. Those are my favorite. And you find them everywhere. All right, I'm going to grab my little stem here. And since our card base is in crumb cake, we're gonna stamp those on the inside with crumb cake. And we're just gonna stamp there and there. Okay. Then we will stick this on the inside and you have a great fall card. And this is really an easy one. You could make it even simpler by just stamping your sentiment onto the card base, and you don't have to do all the extra little stamping. It really was a quick and easy card. I made one for all my team members and it didn't take me very long. So, all right. So there is card number 1. I just love the colors, the crumb cake and the Lost Lagoon. I think Lost Lagoon is becoming a favorite of mine. Okay, so that was 1. Now let's pull out card number 2. Let's see if I can get some good room. I'm going to put that one over here because I'm going to need to clean it and then bring it back in. All right. Pull out all our little pieces for this one. And here is our second card. I love this one right here. It's so cute. All right. Pumpkins. I have to tell you a funny story. So on Saturday, was it Saturday? It was either Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, because we went to Harper's volleyball game. So it was Sunday after we went there. We went to Target, and I told him, I said, I really want to go to the Halloween fall section in Target, which is always toward the back. And he said, you already got all the candy you needed to create your Halloween projects. you don't need any more. And I said, that's not why I want to go. Hey Deb, I wanted to go because I wanted to see all the pumpkins, and y'all, they have some really pretty pumpkins. They have some cloth pumpkins and all different sizes, you know, some like plaid, and I'm gonna have to go when he's not there so that I can actually buy some. I try not to buy a lot of pumpkin decoration because I already have enough. But I don't know, they were cute enough to where I really might go back and get me some more. I might be obsessed with pumpkins. Okay, so this is a piece of, oddly enough, this is from the, oh, hold on. Oh Holy Night paper. And this goes with our gorgeous Christmas suite that's in the catalog. And it is one of the back patterns on our DSP for that one. So it's got all the stars on the opposite side. I guess it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really have to be the back or the front, right? It can be whatever side you want it to be. But I thought this went really well with the pumpkin colors and all of that I was trying to use. So, all right, so this one, we're going to use 2 size dies from the Radiating Stitches. If you don't have these are an online exclusive, and we're using the 2 smallest ones here. I love these dies. All right, so I think I do need to put this up underneath just to make sure. All right, so let's stamp this one. We are going to use Old Olive for this one. And we're going to stamp it all the way to our left. Make sure I get it good and inked up. Right there, okay? Then we are going to stamp our tall, skinny one in Pebbled Path. And we're going to stamp that one kind of over here, right about there. Okay, and then we're going to grab that pumpkin pie, and on scrap paper, we are going to stamp this little one right here. All right, and then we're going to clean our stamp. And grab some soft seafoam, which I love soft seafoam for fall. I think it is a wonderful color for fall. We're going to stamp that there. Then we're going to take the soft seafoam, we're going to come back over here, and we're going to ink up this leafy piece that's in this stamp set. And we're going to stamp it all over down here. And then I'm going to stamp one more right here. Just right there. Okay. And then we're going to clean our little stem here. I say and then a lot, don't I? You know, it's one of those things. It's in the steps, you know? Okay, so we have this stem here. I don't really want it to be that long, and you can see here I stamped it with the long, and I didn't really like it. I think it's too long. So I'm only going to ink up half, and because it's a photopolymer, you can see through it. So then all you have to do is the edge of the stamp set, or the stamp. So then I'm going to take and stamp that there, and then we'll ink it up again. And then we'll come off the side over here like that. And I think that looks much, much better. All right. Now, these 2 that we stamped here, I'm sorry to say we are going to have to fussy cut because there's not a punch for this one, but that's okay. They're really quick and easy to do. I'm just going to cut them like this, and then we're going to just slowly cut around, and we're going to leave it with a border. These are really easy to cut, and I'm left-handed, so if I can do these, y'all can do these, I promise, even if you're left-handed. All right. Okay, so there is one. If that one will let me pick it up. And then here is two. If I had time, which I don't, because I have a huge event on Saturday and Sunday. I do a big craft show at the State Farmers Market, the South Carolina State Farmers Market. And so this is the week of it. And honestly, I have time for nothing other than breathing. But one of the things I would love to see is to take the time to cut out all three of those individually, maybe on the larger one, and kind of, you know, do the dimensionals on the back of the middle and see kind of how that works. But I did not do that because I didn't have time to put it all together, and I wanted to get some simple cards together for y'all. Okay. We are going to go ahead and take and adhere this to the back, or to the vellum piece. And we're just going to stick it in the center. And there we go. All right, and I'm going to take that pecan pie cardstock that I had earlier, and we're going to cut out two more stems here. Pecan pie is the perfect color. We're going to put the glue dots on the back, and again in the center. As close to the top as you can get. And then we will stick it on there. And I'm going to make these a little shorter just because they are smaller pumpkins. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to take our soft seafoam one, and we're going to lay it just flat onto our card here. And we'll put it right about there. Just kind of want those, I want those leaves to just kind of pull out, or show kind of out in the background. Then we're going to put two dimensionals on the back of this one. Oh, did they, Deb? That was a good mistake, wasn't it? That was a really good mistake. I would have liked that mistake too. All right, so there we go. Now what we can do is we're going to take our ribbon, and this is the jute trim in our new in colors, and we're just going to wrap this around. Y'all can see I used the pebbled path quite a bit. And I don't need quite that much, so let me just make it a little shorter. I've used all of my boho blue. But I think boho blue is my favorite in color, and then pebbled path is my second favorite. All right, so there we go. And then we're just going to trim off our tails. I don't usually have that much waste, but it's okay. All right, let me put this back in so I don't lose it all. We will flip this over, and we're going to put it up on dimensionals. But when we do our dimensionals, we will make sure that we don't get in our vellum area. Otherwise, it will show through. So we're just going to put it on our very vanilla area. And on this one, we're going to do 2. And then we're going to put 2 down here. Okay. This will straddle onto the ribbon, but you want to make sure you're on either side of it as well, so that it secures down to your card front. All right, and then we're going to stick this right here. And actually I need to move this a little bit further to that left, because I want this to go in the center of our card front. So right there. Okay. Now, you'll notice I do not have a sentiment on the front of the card. We are going to put the sentiment on the inside. And we are going to stamp. Let me show you. So we're going to stamp a harvest of blessings. And then we're going to do our wonky one, which I think makes it, oops, wrong color. I think that makes it look fun, which I think those are called what, gourds? I'm not sure. All right, so this is gonna go right about here. There, I might have made that a little crooked, but it's okay. We are then going to grab here and Old Olive, and we will stamp right there. And again, I'm only going to ink up half of the stem. And then we'll put down there. And then we can stick all of this onto the inside of our card. We'll flip that over. And this is almost, in my personal opinion, this is almost something that you could create and put into like a shadow box for just the picture itself for fall. I think that would be awesome. So there is card number 2. Okay, the third and final project is a 3D box. And it's this cute little thing here. We are using the deckled circles to create it. I had plenty of Halloween candy left over. So this doesn't match at all. You could find you some fall treats. I'm pretty sure the Rice Krispie Treats has the fall colors too. But this was the Halloween one that I already had. And it literally fits perfectly down in this little box. You could also, if you did your ribbon a little higher, you could even put some Ghirardelli chocolates in there. So there's lots of little things that could go down in there. All right, so let's start creating that. I'm gonna grab all my little pieces here. I have my measurements, so I don't do them wrong, because you know I can never remember them. And the paper that we're gonna use is this right here. And this is from the Earthen Elegance 12 by 12. You do have to, because these are so large, you are using almost half or a quarter. So if it was like 6 by 6 paper, you'd be using almost the whole thing. But I did, again, all the measurements for your size paper and everything is in the blog post. So, and I don't think Michelle's on here, but I'm using her favorite, or Kathy, I'm using their favorite color, Wild Wheat. They do not like that color at all. But I love it for fall. I love it for fall. Okay. I got a little extra treat so we can do that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my Very Vanilla piece. And I'm going to use some liquid glue. And I'm just going to go, as light as possible on the glue so that it doesn't like bulk up whenever I adhere it down. But using the liquid glue will allow me to make sure that I get it centered. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. We are gonna stamp our pieces here. I've already cut out our sentiment. So let's go ahead and stamp that. We're using Pretty Peacock, which I'm starting to really like. I wasn't so sure about Pretty Peacock, but I like it now. All right, so thanks so much. Great little Cersei for a coworker. All right, now I'm going to grab this pumpkin. We're going to clean it. And then we're going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock. There. And then we're going to clean it again. And then we're going to stamp it in gray granite. And I think that is all of my, Pretty Peacock. So we can set that aside. All right, so then gray granite. Right there. Then we're going to use wild wheat and we're going to stamp our, let's see, our leaf. That's what I'm looking for. So this is like one of the cute little leaves. We're going to do it twice, just like that. And then, and then we're going to clean it. And use copper clay. This gives us some really good fall colors. Okay. I'm going to take and cut this off completely. And then we're gonna pull this in right here and punch our gray granite. And then we're gonna move it over and cut our Pretty Peacock. Okay, and then I've got plenty of that left. And then here, this is gonna go down here at the bottom. And so I wasn't wasting a whole lot of paper, that's why I trimmed it off. And then two more, one, and then one. Okay, there we go. All right. Then we'll pull out all our little pieces from the trash. Make sure we have all 4 leaves. Yep, there we go. Then last for the punching, we're going to punch 2 stems using crumb cake. Oop. Be careful not to smash your finger in the corner there like I just did. I smashed it right there. Whew, that hurts. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our pumpkins here and let's go ahead and put on our stems. And so you're gonna put a glue dot there. And we're gonna put a stem right there. Okay, we'll flip that over and put it away. Let's go ahead, while we've actually got our glue dots out, we can go ahead and put our glue dots on our leaves too. And then I'm just flipping them over and sticking them up at the top of my desk. So they're ready to go once I show you how to put the box together. All right. I like doing assembly lines. That's kind of the type of stamper that I am, and the type of card maker is I kind of do assembly line stuff. Okay, so there we go. Now we are going to take a piece of cardstock. Again, the measurements are on the website, but we're going to grab the scoreboard. And on this piece, so this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I think that's right. Yep. And we're going to score on each side at 1 1/4. And one more. Okay. Then we're going to take our circle here And I'm going to put that up like that. And we're going to score at 2. And honestly, I might grab my, you know what? Hold on a second. That's going to be hard just because it's hard to see with the pattern paper. I'm going to grab my trimmer. This will be easier. Okay, so we're going to line it up here with the 2. Like that. Oop, let's move our cutting one. And then we can score. Look at there. And I'm doing it really well since I'm going through 2 pieces. Then we're going to move it over to 3 3/4, which will be right there. And I'm going to score again. I find doing odd shapes a lot easier to do on our trimmer. And then you'll see you've got your score lines right there. Okay, now, Deb, I do it all the time. And you would think after all these years, I wouldn't do it. I knew that my hand should not be there, but I still do it anyway. All right, so we're going to fold really well on these lines here. Just like that. All right, and then we have our little outside of our box. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in a little contraption, and we're going to poke a hole using this. This is just a crocodile. You can get it anywhere. So I'm just kind of lining it up in the center and then just making sure that I'm past my very vanilla cardstock and that I'm just going to punch there. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to look for the center. Just go as much to the center as I can and then go past the very vanilla cardstock and punch again. Okay. Your holes do not have to be perfect in that scenario because no one will notice. All right. Now we're going to take the other piece that we scored. We're going to give it a good burnish on all our score lines. A stand-in Phil taco shell. Oh, yes. That is correct. And you know, tacos are my favorite thing. This would be a great little thing to create with our taco stamp set. Yes, it would be. Okay. Now I'm going to cut on these score lines here because we're going to create a box. So I'm going to come in. Am I doing this right? No. Okay, so we're going to go this way now because this is how it went. You really should go from the top. And the reason for that is to make, oh no, wait, I did it right. I always like to go in from this side, and what it does is when you do that, it makes it adhere here, and then you don't have as much room. So I did it right. On the long side, that's where you want to cut your score lines. And I literally, when I cut my score lines, I cut on either side of the indentation that is made by the scoring tool. And that allows me to have that little extra notch there that you can, when you're adhering down, you're not going to be able to see. It almost creates like a little pie. Oops. That's not where I meant to put that. All right, in here. All right. Now we're just going to take some seal. It doesn't have to be, the seal works really well. So we're going to put some seal here and here. And you're just going to put it on all 4 of those flaps that you just cut. Oh, and my seal is having its own mind. There we go. All right, and then we're just going to fold it in and create our little box. All right, now we've got our box, and this is going to sit right down into here. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on the bottom, because this will allow me to get it in the right place for centered as best as it can be, right? All right, I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some seal right here, and I'm just going to fold that up, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and then just fold that up, okay? So then it's all going to stay together right there. Then you can put in your little treat. Tuck right on down in there. We'll grab our ribbon. Maybe, oh, there it is. And we're going to weave this through. Weave it through again. And then we're just going to tie a big old bow. I tied it in, like I did a little, you know, like you're tying your shoe first. That's how I did it. You don't have to. You can just tie a bow if you want to. Okay, and then we will trim off the ends of our tails like that. Okay, then let's start building up our front. In whatever direction that my bow kind of looks like it would be the front, which to me, I feel like that this would be our front. We're going to flip that over like that. We are going to adhere our little pumpkins. So we're going to do the gray granite one first. And we're just going to adhere it flat down right here. We will take and pop up some dimensionals on this one. We're going to do 3. And then that one will go right about there. Okay, and then we're going to take and put dimensionals on half of our sentiment. And then we'll put adhesive on the other half. And we'll stick that right about there. Okay, and then we've got our little leaves here. So we're going to stick one here. We'll stick one tucked up underneath here, like that. We'll grab this one and stick this one here. And then this one will go like that. All right, and then there is your little treat box. It's not hard at all. And you know, a lot of people have asked with the decal dies, what in the world could you do with that largest one? Well, what you can do is create you some 3D projects with it. Some other great things to do with it is if you are a scrapbooker, this would be good for your 12 by 12 scrapbooks or even your 6 by 6. You can have, you know, this is not as wide as 6. It might be right at 6 or 5 3/4. It's pretty close to 6, but you could use this as a 6 by 6 page. So like you could do just the circle page. But there's lots of things you can do with it. We just have to use our imagination for it, but they are quite large. I don't think Stampin' Up! Has had anything this large in our circles or squares or anything like that since probably after 2 years that I have been in Stampin' Up! And I joined in 2015. So it's been a while. And then I did mean to tell you the label die is from the Nested Essentials, which y'all know is becoming fastly my favorite. All right, so those are our projects using the pick of the patch. Let's bring in all, excuse me, we're gonna bring in all these projects. And I have a nice disaster as always. I should, you know what, I'm gonna take a picture of it when we're done so y'all can see what my disaster looks like. because it's fun. I'm a pretty organized person, but when it comes to crafting, as I create things, I am very messy. Very, very messy. All right, so there we go. And again, there's your host code. If you want to get these projects for free, I will cut your paper and I will score it for you. The only thing you have to have is the stamp set and the punch yourself. I won't stamp any images for you, but I will cut out your labels and that kind of stuff and your DSP. But again, use that host code. If it's $35 before tax and shipping, you will get these in the mail directly to you for free. If you spend $150 or more, make sure that you don't use the host code, that you get your own host rewards, and I will still send those projects to you. All right, everyone, thanks for joining tonight, and I will see you next time. I will be back on normal schedule on Monday, Monday at 7 o'clock right here on YouTube. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Bye.